One shallow bite, one silent toxin, and a predator patient enough to wait days for the body to fall. The deer was found 3 days after it disappeared. The wounds on its leg were shallow, almost insignificant, nothing that should have killed it. The predator that made them was nowhere near the body. It had already moved on. It had learned 4 million years ago that it didn't need to stay. For over a century, prey animals on this island died from a single shallow bite. Days later, miles away from where the wound was made, the official verdict from the scientific community: bacterial infection. The dragon's mouth, a biological weapon of filth. 60 strains of deadly bacteria. Case closed. The real answer was buried deeper, and it took a different kind of detective to find it. The detective, the witness that survived. The detective in this case has no name, no rank, no laboratory. It weighs 900 kilograms and carries old scars on its left flank. Wounds from a dragon bite it survived 14 months ago. The water buffalo of Komodo Island is the only creature on this island that regularly fights back, that has learnt through pain, through loss, through herd memory passed from mother to calf, that the dragon's bite is not what it appears to be. The buffalo doesn't run when it sees the dragon. It turns to face it, because it has already solved the case. It knows what the bite is really carrying. The scientific community needed until 2009 to catch up. The twist, the real weapon. In 2009, biologist Brian Fry opened the dragon's jaw on an operating table. What he found were not just bacteria, but 2 venom glands buried deep in the lower jaw, producing an anticoagulant compound that prevents blood from clotting. One shallow bite, that's all it takes. The Timor deer walks away. It feels almost nothing. The wound appears minor. But inside its bloodstream, something has already begun. The venom works silently, thinning the blood, dropping pressure, inducing a slow spreading shock the deer's nervous system cannot locate or fight. There is no swelling, no obvious trauma, just a quiet internal collapse that takes hours, sometimes days. The dragon doesn't chase. It follows calmly, deliberately, at walking pace, because it already knows the verdict. The Accomplice, a crime 4 million years in the making. Isolated on Indonesian islands for millions of years, the Komodo dragon evolved into a highly efficient survivor, refining its venom and hunting strategy. When resources became scarce, it developed an extraordinary ability to reproduce without a mate, ensuring its survival completely on its own. The rivals, enemies of the island. The Komodo dragon's greatest threat is its own kind, as adults cannibalize hatchlings, forcing the young to survive in trees and mask their scent with animal feces. Meanwhile, the water buffalo stands as its fiercest opponent, a 900-kilogram animal known to kill adult dragons in direct confrontations by charging first instead of fleeing. The verdict? The case was never really unsolved. The dragon knew what it was doing. The bacteria were a decoy. The shallow wound was deliberate. The patience was the weapon. 4 million years of refinement, and science needed until 2009 to read the evidence correctly. that, as wildlife biologist Brian Fry concluded, the Komodo dragon is not a primitive animal. It is a finely engineered killing machine that we simply hadn't bothered to study properly. The island has a top predator. It has always had one. We just weren't looking at the right part of the jaw.